What up, y'all? It is Crew, also known as Araneae Storm, checking in for the Pluto series. Pluto and Aries to be exact. If this is your first time coming in, I am your Cosmic Rootwork astrologist specializing in Mars activations, as well as North Node and South Node consultations. So if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can hit me up at araneastorm.wix.com/info, and you can find me on all social media at Araneae Storm, right? So welcome to as I say, welcome to my humble abode, all right? Welcome to my humble abode, all right? What we're going to do is jump right into what Pluto means, and then how Pluto and Aries and that combination combines and kind of work from there. But before I move into that, I just want to say that Mars activations are definitely on deck. Mars activations is definitely on deck. You can check all that information below. My Tapestry, my bottles, all that good shit. Any of my artwork. If you want to book a personal reading or things like that, you can definitely check that out below. But other than that, let's get right into it. Pluto. All right, welcome to the Pluto series. What is Pluto? The energy of Pluto, the planet Pluto. Pluto rules over Scorpio, right? This is what we talk about, the death and transformation process, right? Where the phoenix goes into the motherfucking ashes and then rises up anew, you know, and it is renewed, it's on fire, you know what I mean? Basically being able to go deep into that darkness, being able to go deep beyond the surface and pull yourself back up and pull up anew, right? This is also where we talk about like deep dark secrets, obsession, power, you know, because Pluto is a very powerful planet. It has the ability, it's fixed water, okay? It has the ability to pull you under, it has the ability to pull you down. When we talk about power plays, not only is it your personal power, but this is also where you see like power plays being played out in the world, right? This idea of what is control and seeking and needing this control, right? This also has to do with our systems, some of the way that our systems have been ran. We could talk about Capricorn as well as Saturnian energy being that, but it also has to do with Plutonic energy, right? Things hidden, things being unseen that you can't, you know, willfully, I guess you could say, see with your eyes in this particular realm, right? So Pluto goes there, right? So when you have Pluto meet up with Aries, which is a Mars ruled sign, which Scorpio is also ruled by, you have a fiery combination, even though we're talking about Plutonic waters here. You have a very fiery, convulsive combustion of energy and combination. This is where you see the generals. This is where you see the commanders. This is where you see the drill sergeants, you feel me? I also want to say that this is also generational. It's usually anywhere from a 14 to 31 year cycle. I would say roughly in the between that 20 year to 23 year too. So what's interesting about Pluto is, one, I saw an article that was basically saying that Pluto was discovered in 1930, but they also have dates that go predate back before the 1930s. So the timeline that I seen for Pluto Aries was 1822 to 1853. So this was the creation, right, of this America that we live in, you know, when basically colonization happened. The Native Americans were pushed out of their homes, not only pushed out of their homes, killed, raped, manipulated into giving over or giving up, or not even just giving up, but basically pushed out of their own communities and tribes, or pitting different tribes against each other was around this time that happened. So war, right? Sometimes, you know, when we talk about this energy of Aries, I should say, you know, this is the energy of like me want, me get, right? I get that. I coined that from Astrology, like me want, me get. So when Pluto kind of goes in and covets the land or covets whatever it's going to covet, and Aries comes in and it's like, well, this is what I see, this is what I want. You know, it also rules weaponry, you know what I mean? Metals, precious metals. So, you know, the Europeans came in with, you know, guns and smoke and all that kind of shit, and the Native Americans were just, you know, they were skilled craftsmen with like bow and arrows and different other tools that they used, but they wasn't like the European style of fight and craftsmanship as far as these metal guns that they were using right at this time. Also too, this is where we talk about generation, not only just a generation, but the energy of like skilled artists, martial artists, or fighting or fighters. We haven't had Pluto and Aries again come around just yet, but it will come back into form in 2068. So shout out to those of us that's going to be around during that time and be able to bear witness to that and what the world will look like by that time. Or if you reincarnate and happen to just see this video in the ethers, you know what I mean? Let me know. You feel me? I don't know if you'll be able to comment on YouTube still or wherever this video may be. Let me know what it's like, right? Coming from a 2021 perspective, for sure. But this is the battle royale, right? When we talk about Pluto Scorpio. This is being obsessed, overly obsessed, because we talk about Pluto also being obsession, right? The probing of the mind, right? So being obsessed with this idea of power and what power looks like to you, what power looks like to, you know, this particular generation, and the fact that they were basically able to do these things, or not able to do these things, but they were willing to do these things by any means necessary, right? They were coming at this particular time and like, I'll do anything I possibly can in order to conquer, right? I'll do anything that I can. It don't matter. They family too, right? To conquer. We're going to be the first to chart this land. We're going to be the first to create these maps, even though maps was already a thing before the Europeans came and made it their own, right? We're just talking about America in general, right? Or Western, from a Western perspective in general. So this was that energy, and I feel like with that energy, or with Pluto in Aries, this was the start or the birth, right? Because Aries being the first sign, Pluto, this was the birth, rebirth, Pluton, or Phoenix rising energy. This was the birth of a nation, right? This new world, this new idea of what the world could look like and what the world has been since up until that point. You know, America is really young, from what we know, right, of history that we have charted since the 1800s, because it's not really much history, not to say that this doesn't exist, but there's not really a lot of text before the 1800s when in terms of coming to America. You know, it's very manipulated, right? You know, it's very yeah, the English language in itself is very new to compare to the languages that we have, or we've had in the past as well. But yeah, Pluto in Aries was not the first to touch base, but made it feel like they were the first to touch base, and completely changed everything in terms of America and the way we see it and the way we know it to be now. So that is a little bit about Pluto in Aries. We will be talking about like the planets and things like that. We've kind of talked about the signs a little bit, but we will go into the planets, and I'll get a little bit more deeper into these things. But this is just a short, you know, little something that, you know, for now. And then we're going to move this week from Pluto Aries to Pluto in Cancer, right? So y'all make sure y'all go through. The Patreon account is not up yet, but by the time this video drops, it might be. I don't know. I'm going to try to send an email to see what's going on with the account, because it still hasn't been approved. But like I said, patreon.com/RainyStorm. We just going to be waiting on it. All right. So I'll see y'all soon. And it's a Rainy Storm checking in, checking out, like always, without a motherfucking doubt. I'll see y'all soon. Deuces.